it's all so wet. I'm such a tart, dude. I don't want to get my bike shitty and covered in crap. I guess I'll have to give it a clean when I get home. Pheasant. Now the second story. Fast forward a good 4 years. I'm no longer driving a Pulsar. Instead, I'm driving a modified version 5 Subaru Impreza STI. 300-ish horsepower. Big spoiler on the back. White. Aftermarket gold wheels. Beautiful thing it was. God, I loved it. Gorgeous, gorgeous car. After a job application fell through, I ended up working at Tesco because it was the only thing around. And I was on early shift. I was starting in the store at about 5 AM. And this one morning, I was driving to work in a queue of cars, the same queue of cars that I saw every single morning, because there was nobody else on the road at that time of day. It was about 4:45 in the morning, and I always used to see the same people, no doubt people commuting, maybe to the mainland or whatever. Always the same cars. So I'm in this queue of traffic. Now at this point, I'm the second car from the back of the group. And we're driving through a place called Brading on the island, which is a 20-mile-an-hour limit. Okay, we're doing about 38-ish miles an hour. So I remember looking at my speedo thinking, okay, well, you know, whatever, there's no one around, it'll be fine. So we're rocking through this 20 limit at 38 miles an hour, and there comes a point where you go into a dip, come up the other side, and there's a car park on the right-hand side. Whoa, dude, that was a buzzard or something. So we're headed up this hill on the other side, past this car park. And I'm in the habit of looking into this car park every time I drive past. Reason being, there was always a beautiful white Honda CBR parked in there, and I just always used to look at it, always, just out of habit, just have a look at it on the way past. So this morning is no different. I'm in this queue of traffic, fourth car, one from the back, and I look into the car park and I see a police car parked up, not in a space, and I saw there was a driver in it. I was like, oh shit, this will be fun for the lead car, because I'm aware that in a situation where a train of cars is speeding, the lead car is the one held responsible because he's the one that everyone else is following, he's the one breaking the speed limit, therefore he's the one at fault. Or at least that was my understanding at the time. So I remember looking at the police car and thinking to myself, well, guy in the lead's fucked. Wouldn't want to be you, buddy, that's a shame. Unlucky, bro. And we carry on going. Needless to say, about 45 seconds later, we're now in a road called B Pursuit, long, straight uphill. We're not speeding anymore, now we're actually doing the speed limit. It's a 60-mile-an-hour limit, we're all sat at 60, just happily in this queue. And I see in my rearview mirror this police car hauling ass up the bottom of the hill, coming up towards us. And I was like, oh, here we go, lead guy's gonna get fucked up. And I see him overtake the car behind me, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, unlucky dude, unlucky, here it comes. And he doesn't overtake me. And I thought, well, what the hell is this? So I pull over, just like this. I pull onto the inside a little, slow down a bit to give him room to go past. He never passes me. Just stays behind me until the end of the road where there's a big roundabout where you would turn right into Tesco, right, where I'm headed to work. So at this roundabout, I stopped. The other cars in front of me, the 3 cars in front, carried on going. We went straight over the roundabout. My turning was right. And the police car was still behind me. I was like, what the fuck is this, dude? This guy is stopping me. Why is he stopping me? I wasn't in the front. So I turn right and pull over in a little lay-by, bearing in mind I'm right in front of my workplace now, literally right in front of it. Everyone can see what's happening. I'm being stopped by a police car. So I was thinking, great. All the other people turning up to the 5 AM shift are now like driving past while I'm sat there in my modified Impreza with a police car behind me. So they're all thinking, ah, get wrecked, you little bastard, you little prick, they finally got you, wanker. And so I pull over, police car is in behind me, police officer steps out of the driver's side, female officer steps out of the passenger side. And again, they do their 10-minute condescending walk up to the door while I'm thinking, please just get on with it. Like, what? Come on. So I got tired of waiting, so I just got out of the car. The female officer walks up past the car, shining a flashlight in the window, because it's still dark, it's like 10 to 5 in the morning. So she's shining the light on the baby seat, and she turns to me and she says, drive like that with your kids in the car, do you? And I just shot her a look like, fuck off. Like, driving at 38 miles an hour is such a fucking crime. If I'd been doing that in a 40 limit, you wouldn't have thought twice. Not dangerous anymore, right? Just because it's a long road that's a 20, now all of a sudden 38 miles an hour is horrifically dangerous. I mean, I know circumstantially, yeah, maybe it is, but you get the point that I'm making here. I wasn't being erratic, I wasn't swerving, I wasn't overtaking like a penis. I was just in a queue of traffic, driving forwards, right? So I just shot her a look that would have killed you if looks could kill. And she didn't say anything else. Now the male officer at this point says, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, honestly officer, I don't. It looks to me like you stereotyped me out of that queue of traffic. He didn't respond to that at all. He just said, can I see your license and registration, please? And I said, well, why? What are you stopping me for? And he said, speeding. I didn't argue with that, so I just got out my my license, handed it over, and they did their thing of going and checking all my details. So he comes back to my window and he says, got your ticket here? And I said, I'm sorry, I'm not accepting paperwork right now, because I know that this is bullshit, right? There's just something inside me that says this is bullshit. I'm getting picked out purely because he's probably had a bad experience with dudes in modified cars, or he just hates them. All the while this has been happening, the female officer, who never went back to the car, has been going around the Impreza with a fine-tooth comb. She's checking my tyres, she's looking at all my lights, she's going over the damn thing as if it's a crime scene. So he comes back up to my window, says, got a ticket for you. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not accepting tickets right now. I don't have any pockets, I've got to go to work. He said, you can put it in your car. And I said, look, you know who I am, you know my address from all my information, post it to me. You can mail it to my address, right? Just mail it, because I'm not taking it right now. He wasn't terribly impressed, I could tell, but he didn't argue, he just walked back to his car. So off I went to work, and truth be told, I forgot about it. So there I am, 3 or 4 days later, I'm at home in my dressing gown, and the doorbell rings. And we had like a frosted glass window between the living room and the front door, so I could see when there was someone standing there, and I saw it was a person dressed all in black holding the top of a vest. I was like, that's got to be a policeman. I bet it's that guy. So I go to the door, open it up, and lo and behold, it's the policeman that pulled me over in the Impreza. And he says, you remember me, don't you, son? And I said, yes. And he says, got some information for you about the other morning. I said, okay. He said, the other drivers have decided not to press charges. And I immediately thought, what the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I could overtake this van in front of me right now like a total cock, and he would have no grounds to press charges against me whatsoever. It's not up to him. You know, if I injured someone or burgled or something, I guess, maybe then you have the option to press charges, right? I believe that's when you have an actual victim of crime has the choice to press charges or not. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But I do know that other drivers on the road don't get to press charges against me for something, anything. So it says they've decided not to press charges. And I think that's fucked. Like, that makes no sense to me. I don't know what you are talking about. But I just say, okay. And then he says, so the matter's not going to go any further. And I said, oh, right, okay. And then he points to my son who's playing on the floor, and he says, think about him next time, huh? And I said, what? He said, think about your son next time you want to drive like that. And all the time I'm thinking, what are you talking about? I was in a queue of traffic. I was car number 4 in a group of 5 doing 40 miles an hour. What are you talking about? It's as if I was juggling knives or throwing fireballs or grenades into his crib or something. It's like, you're making it sound like I did something absolutely horrendous. Nothing happened. I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening. And then he left. He left, and that was it. I never saw that ticket. It never came through my letterbox. I never got any points from my license. Never got a call from my insurance company. Nothing ever happened. Nothing came of it. And it was so weird. It was so weird. To this day, I'm still not entirely sure what happened. Part of me thinks, you know what, maybe it's because I banged on about the stereotyping thing. Maybe he went back, and maybe his like commanding officer or boss or lieutenant or whatever the fuck you call him was like, you know, we can't do anything. He was in a queue of traffic. Why did you pick him? I don't know. I've no idea. Maybe he was told that he had to come back and apologise or something. I don't fucking know. It was just very, very weird. The whole thing was very weird. Those are my 2 closest run-ins with the law, with regard to vehicles anyway. I mean, all the murders and stuff are still ongoing. I can't talk about that shit. But, as usual, I have been Smo. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to stick around for the subscriber spotlight at the end of the video. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to punch the like button. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.
Hello everyone, Pinner Productions here.
Today it's nice, I'm a moto vlogger, mate. Ooh, going for the overtaking a old Fiesta. Shall we go on some roads instead? Speed! What's going on here? You're on two wheels. What else do you need?